Hello, Rank Team video. Today we're gonna take a look at some expert level gameplay here with a shiny Sealeo. Sealeo is actually the Pokemon that I think is one, if not the best Pokemon currently that you can build for this cup, other than of course the Vigoroth, which you know is basically everywhere right now, but Sealeo is pretty cool. This Pokemon has a lot of bulk, this Pokemon has a very spammy and has a lot of play in this cup, especially as there basically are no steel types in this cup that are really playable, which means that the ice typing has a pretty decent time here right now. We see them actually throw in their Sealeo against this opposing Dusclops as well, which has a Shadow Punch as it's not purified. Could have thrown one more fast move, then the opponent wouldn't get the free move in there, but it is fine as you're going to be able to just go ahead and most likely farm them down right now. Aurora Beam is definitely the choice that you want to pick for this Pokemon in this cup, as Aurora Beam going to be able to hit those Golbat pretty easily and you don't really need the water type coverage anyway, as you're going to be able to realign here. And we see on the opponent's part, of course, is Sealeo. Sealeo is just way too good for this cup right now. I wish I had one. I don't really want to build one though, because like investing so much Stardust into this Pokemon a little bit tricky. It is still very good in other cups as well, especially together with Warren as a backline. But for me, it's just not worth it, to be honest. So I'm pretty happy that we found someone that actually has this thing on their team and want to showcase some battles here. Sadly, I don't know the IVs or anything for this team, so that's a little bit tricky, but it's fine. We will see that they most likely have a half XL version here maybe for this Dusclops. Dusclops sometimes needs XL, sometimes doesn't need XL candies. Same I think also with the Sealeo, depending on the IV spread. They're all like just on the border for like level 14. We see the opponent again with the Sealeo as well. You can now go into your Vigoroth and you will be able to counter us pretty easily, as we see another Vigoroth coming in here. I actually wonder what save swap they have in this team. Most likely the Vigoroth as well. Having a Ghost type plus a Vigoroth in as a save swap is pretty common in this cup, because of course the Ghost type going to be able to cover those weaknesses, as you're going to be able to destroy something like the Machoke. As sadly you're not going to be able to realign here, but you can tank a move here. You're very bulky with the Sealeo, one of the most bulkiest Pokemon in this cup, and it's very fortunate that you're going to see this Dragonair in the back, as you can go straight for an Aurora Beam and you one-shotted the opponent. Didn't expect it. The opponent thought this would be a body slam, but that was definitely not a body slam, as we see a Sealeo in the lead again. Sealeo everywhere. This Pokemon is just too good, I guess, for this league here. I really want this league to be gone, by the way. Like, I really don't like this league. I really want it gone. But yeah, we see a Sealeo on the opponent's part, most likely going for one Aurora Beam, but no, they're waiting with one body slam, which is amazing for you now, as you're going to be able to just take this move. This will be an Aurora Beam, most likely. No, it's another bait. A very interesting playstyle from the opponent here, going straight for the baits, as you can go for another return. Needy one-shotting this thing. You're going to let this move go through, most likely as well. Going to be another body slam. They're just spamming the body slams now. That's very weird, to be honest. It's going to be another body slam. It's way too fast, to be honest. So you're going to be able to even... This is another body slam. I think you still survive it, though. It's another one. They just want to throw the body slams at the Ghost type. I have no idea what the opponent is really wanting to do here, but it is fine for you. Yes, you can realign, but you most likely want to go into your Vigoroth anyway. And you have some lag there on your side, which is not ideal, definitely, as you can take one move here and it still seems very laggy for you, and now it like kind of jumps into it. It says also weak connection, so I guess it's like really on your part. You cannot swap out in time as well. Interesting to see some lag in Go Battle League. I haven't seen a lot of lag recently anymore. I know there was like this one period where everybody had lag other than me for whatever reason, but they fixed it. And now this seems like another issue for you here, but hopefully this still works out. As we see the body slam coming through now as well again. Should put him into range where you can knock him out. You're actually going to try to undercharge and try to farm it all the way down, which does not help you, as you're still going to go down here. But I think you might have been able to win this game without the lag, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. The lag definitely didn't help you there whatsoever, as we see the next opponent having a Dragonair here. Dragonair is definitely not wanting to get hit by those Ice Punches. Seems like you still have some lag there. Ice Punch, super effective, still need 2 to KO them, so it's not the best ideal scenario here. Dusclops, again, a very high defense, a very low HP stat, means that one-turn moves like the Dragon Breath hurts this Pokemon a lot. You're going to be able to get your shield back here, but I'm not sure if you actually should have shielded this move from the Dragonair prior. Don't think it really helped you. We see the Aqua Tail coming through here as they can now get taken down by this Ice Punch. We will most likely see something like a Dusclops coming in here as well. I kind of expected this, to be honest. They will be able to hit him now with one Ice Punch, but this Ice Punch will not really do anything. You can go into your own Sealeo, and you most likely have to tank one return here. This is return going to do half of your health. Return is a very cool move on Dusclops. I think it's definitely a little bit better in this meta as the opponent catches your move here. I'm actually not 100% sure if Aurora Beam or the Body Slam has more damage per energy, because Aurora Beam is a pretty horrible move. I'm not sure, even though it's step, I don't think it actually has better damage per energy, so I'm not sure there. The opponent decides to surrender anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Next opponent, we see a Vigoroth in the lead, very decent lead for you. It's actually still not the best lead, I think. Boulder's still going to hurt you, even Counter does hurt, as you can see here, just because of this low amount of HP basically this Pokemon has, as we see Dusclops coming in against you. Maybe you could have won for a move, but I think like keeping the energy there was definitely a decent play, as you're going to be able to go and let those moves go through. They are not purified, means they only can hit you with Shadow Punches, which is very annoying, to be honest, because Shadow Punch is like very spammy for this Pokemon, but you can tank them pretty easily and you can calculate how many you can tank, so this should be pretty fine, as you can go ahead and go for another Aurora Beam trying to finish off this Dusclops, and they're most likely going to let this move go through, and they do. Next game here, next opponent here, we're going to see the Vigoroth there, and this Vigoroth doesn't really want to get hit by one Body Slam either, does some nice damage, not a lot, but you're going to go actually straight into your Dusclops, go for one return, let's see if this hits here, and it does not. They're going to shield up, but you should be still able to reach another one, even if you let this move go through. I think you're still going to reach it. Yeah, it definitely doesn't KO you yet, but they swap into a Sealeo, which is amazing for you. You can swap into your own Vigoroth. I think you should shield the potential Body Slam now, but never mind, they just don't throw, and at this point of time you won the game. So very good game there. Not throwing for the opponent definitely helped you a little bit, but I think you still would have won anyway, just because of the amount of energy you had stored onto your Vigoroth already. We will see the next opponent. Here we see Dusclops against Dusclops. Very interesting matchup. You have Return, they have Shadow Punch, which means they have a better matchup than you, and they swap into their Chansey, and I love to see it. Chansey getting completely wrecked, hopefully, by this Vigoroth here. Chansey seems to be one of the new, I know, hyped mons for this cup, which of course is pretty annoying. I don't want to battle against Chansey the entire time, but a ton of people are playing Chansey right now, and I really don't want to make a video about it. I really don't want to play it here. It is definitely very good, but I really despise this Pokemon. We see the Dusclops coming back in here, going for an Ice Punch, definitely only this, as we see that you go for the Sealeo again, trying to keep your Vigoroth for the Chansey, I guess. You can go ahead and go for some Aurora Beams here to try to get this thing very low. You can go for one more fast move and then throw. Very nice move timing, as you're going to be able to now hit this thing and get this thing very low. You should be able to maybe even farm it all the way down. Let's see. We see the Shadow Punch coming through, and you try to go for one Body Slam now against this incoming Vigoroth. It's going to be such a weird match, to be honest, because like no Pokemon is dead yet. Every Pokemon was on the field yet, so it's a very interesting matchup here. Like, both people still have like 3 Pokemon left, and all of them were on the field already, and not a single KO happened yet, as you're going to be able to now go for one Ice Punch at least. This Ice Punch will get the shield, the final shield by the opponent, and now there's no lot between you and the opponent's Vigoroth there. You're going to shield this move up, and they're going to... Do they go down by those Ice Punches? I'm not sure if this actually KOs them yet. It actually does. We see the Dusclops coming in. You will be able to get a double KO here with your own Dusclops, as you can go into your Vigoroth against this Chansey and just spam them with Body Slam, and they had enough anyway. Good game there. Goodbye, Chansey. We see a Vigoroth lead here, which is very good for you, as you're going to be able to go for some Ice Punches or some returns. We see the Dusclops coming in against you, as you can go back into your Sealeo, which is definitely one of the coolest Pokemon for this cup. I really want to build one, to be honest, but I'm just like, I don't know. I only really have a good Shadow for this, and yeah. It's just not as usable in the Great League. If there wasn't like Warren already, I wouldn't really consider not building it, because it's like such a cool Pokemon as well for the Open Water League, but Warren is still sadly a little bit better than this Pokemon. Even after the nerf of Warren, it's still a little bit better. As we see a Vigoroth coming in here, you're going to be able to go for one Body Slam and you can swap Egg into your Ghost type. Very good for you. Resist of course the counter, and of course Bulldoze is a horrible move here. Bulldoze still does a nice amount of damage, to be honest. You can go for one return, and this return will nearly knock them out, but you will not be able to farm them down here, I think. Hex farm down on a normal type seems a little bit too much for the Dusclops here, but you will be able to knock them out already. Both players still have 2 shields left, and they definitely stored this for this one here. For the Haunter, you're going to be able to go into your own Vigoroth, but you kind of want to shield the Ice Punches here, not gonna lie. First one you can take, definitely, but you're gonna shield this up anyway, because you don't really want to get your Vigoroth too low as well. You actually go straight for the Bulldoze here. Let's see if they want to shield it, and they do want to shield it. So it's going to be a little bit tricky moving forward. It's going to be another Ice Punch. You're going to not shield this one, but most likely the next one, if they want to go for it, they want to go for it now. And you have to go for one Bulldoze to knock them out, but they catch it on the Dusclops. This is really unfortunate, and I'm pretty sure this might break your neck here, as you have to catch the move, and you catch the move. Amazing catch here by the player, as we can see that they undercharge, which is fine, but I think you can already go for the Body Slam at this point of time, and they try to do it, but they're going to get hit by one Ice Punch here again. So yeah, very close one, and the timer goes down there, but yeah, very cool one though. Like, very close match, very nice to watch, as we see Golbat in the lead here. Of course, you have the Ice Punch, and actually interesting that the opponent didn't get the extra fast move through. They should have got one through, I think, but it's fine. You're going to be able to go for one more fast move, go for the shield against the Poison Fang. That's unfortunate, as you see the Piloswine coming in here. You should have definitely swapped out earlier already into your Vigoroth here, so that's definitely not the correct play. You're going to go for the Ice Punch bait, which I guess you tried to just get back your shield, which is fine. You can go for one more Body Slam here, which I don't think KOs the Piloswine yet, but never mind, it's Shadow, so I guess it's a little bit more of a squishier pick. We see the Golbat coming back in. They can only go for Poison Fang here, and this only adds up after a while, but they go into their own Vigoroth now, which is, I guess, good for you, because you can now align your Ghost type against it again, and you're also going to do a lot of damage with the counter damage here, which will help you with the return, going to do a pretty hefty amount, and you should be able to farm them down afterwards, maybe with your Sealeo, which will help you a lot. This return comes through, going to put him into the red health as predicted. And you actually were so close to another Ice Punch, but they overfarmed a lot of energy here, so they're most likely going to get to another Body Slam, exactly, but you should still be able to get to another Body Slam as well against the incoming Golbat, and I think this would knock them out, but they decide to surrender anyway, so that's going to be a good game, as we see a Dragonair. Dragonair is totally fine, as this thing can go ahead, and you couldn't, I think you should let the move go through. They actually let the move go through this time around. Charge moves are not the biggest problem for the Dusclops, more like one-turn fast moves are a little bit more annoying. You're going to be able to win the 0 shields here, so that's pretty nice for you. They're going to shield up, and you could actually swap out there, but you decide not to. You kind of have to, you're going to let this move go through most likely, I would say. Yes, you do. And you will most likely see a Vigoroth coming in here. If they have it in the back, of course they have it in the back, it's the Vigoroth Cup. You can go for one Body Slam. I like this play because this basically weakens this a little bit more, that you can just farm it all the way down here, or like throw for one charge move to get the final shield prior, whatever they want to do. But you see a Hakomo O coming in, one of the bulkiest Pokemon in this cup. You can go ahead and go for one Body Slam, and you're still going to not KO them with the second one, so it's going to be a little bit tricky. They're going to shield it up though, which is fine. And you can now let this move go through, actually. You try to farm them all the way down, I guess, with your Sealeo. This is the play you're going to go for. Shielding this Brick Break up. Oh, it's actually a Dragon Claw. Is a Brick Break not better than Dragon Claw against, if it's super effective? I'm not sure. But it doesn't matter, as the opponent still gets to another move. Dragon Claw will knock you out. And this is going to be a good game. Into the final game. You see a Vigoroth lead here, which is fine for you. You're going to go into the Sealeo against the Dragonair, which is amazing for you, especially as this Pokemon is a Shadow version. You're going to be able to take this move. You're going to be able to either get a one shield or switch advantage here easily. Let's see what they're going to go for. They're going to shield up. You're going to get to the next move in time as well. Maybe you get even 2 shields here. Let's see what they want to do here. They're going to shield up again, so you get 2 shields from them. Pretty damn nice, as actually, especially as you can go into your Vigoroth now and farm them all the way down. You can shield up once, I think, and they shouldn't be able to get to another move afterwards. So you should be pretty fine, as you will be able to knock them out here. We see them going back into a Dusclops. Okay, that's going to be a tricky one. You have some lag again, you can go for one Bulldoze, and this Bulldoze will do around like 30% against them, which is not a lot to be honest, but we see the Ice Punch coming through. Again, it's not a purified version, so there will be no return coming from the opponent. Ice Punch will be the play for them, which is very decent for you, as you're going to be able to go for another Bulldoze now. And now you get them into a range where you can farm them down with your own Dusclops. I think they're going to swap into their own Vigoroth. And unlike the opponent, you're going to have access to return. And I think one return and one Ice Puncher might already seal the deal. Let's see. Nah, I think they still need another return, to be honest. I think one Ice Punch is enough at this range. They're gonna get hit by the Bulldoze though, which is kinda unlucky. And it's going to be a close one. They actually go for the Ice Punch. Most likely trying to keep one Ice Punch for the Pokemon in the back. It doesn't KO, they have to shield here. If it's a Bulldoze, they're going to die, and they're going to shield us, move up, and they can go for another Ice Punch, and this should seal the deal, win them the game, as one more fast move is enough. And thanks for sharing those battles with me. If you want to share some battles, link in the description. Thanks for watching this video. I hope I see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.